Welcome! Got some new records, well, new to me anyway. One is actually literally brand new and sealed to show you today. From 3 different websites, 3 different artists. 2 of them, viewers of this channel with any regularity will be familiar, and one of the groups, even I'm not familiar with them because I've barely heard anything from them, but I fancied taking a punt, and we'll start with that particular record. So this is an album bought from a website called Banquet Records. I have used them before, I think only once. The order I made for this album, there was actually the second studio album by this particular band in the order, but that one is out of stock, but they've assured me that new stock for that is coming in soon, so I've just left the order open, and they still sent the other record that they had anyway out to me. And I'm talking about this one here. It's not really much to look at. It's about as minimal a sleeve as you can get, but this is the debut studio album from Cigarettes After Sex. Who are Cigarettes After Sex? Good question. It's self-titled album, by the way. There is a hype sticker on there. I think that just gives a couple of review sentences from publications saying what a good album it is. Cigarettes After Sex are a group from, I think, El Paso, Texas. I'd heard of them. I've heard of a lot of acts, but I've never even tried to investigate them. But the person I've got to thank, really, for me buying this is a prominent member of the vinyl community here on YouTube, Steve Carlson. Steve, hopefully he's watching. I want to say a big hello to him. Lovely guy, and his record collection and his weekly early morning Sunday show. I love those. He's got so much knowledge and so much passion for record collecting. And a few weeks ago on his Sunday show, he bought this exact album, Cigarettes After Sex by Cigarettes After Sex. He played a snippet of one of the tracks, as he always does, assuming copyright Gestapo don't come for him, and it sounded amazing. He must have only played under 30 seconds, and I thought, that sounds so good, I want to investigate this act. And you know me, rather than me being sensible and maybe streaming them or listening to them on YouTube or something, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to try and find this album. And their second studio album, which, as I say, will be on the way at some point, and I'll briefly show it in another video. Their genre, you'd kind of class them, I think, from my research anyway, as dream pop. That's kind of getting on towards the sort of indie / electronica, but with a very sort of shoegaze type of vibe. When Steve played a little bit of Cigarettes After Sex, I'm not even sure what track it was. All I know is it was definitely this album. I had to have this album for myself, and I thought, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'll order their second album, which is called Cry, as well. But this is just the one that I've got so far. But Cry will be on its way at some point, hopefully very soon. Not an awful lot to see, and this is just standard black vinyl. I think originally, and this is a 2017 album, this come out on a couple of different colour variants, but it's just the black one that's fairly easy to get hold of now, and that was fine by me. I just wanted an album. The lead singer, I'll flash his name up because I can't remember, it might be something Gonzalez. When I heard the snippet on Steve Carlson's video, I thought it was actually a woman singer, but no, it's a guy who's got, and Wikipedia described his voice as androgynous. This sounds right up my street, just from a little 30 second, maybe not even 30 second clip. So I can't wait to get stuck into this. It's brand new and sealed. I'm not going to open it now because it's only going to be like an inner sleeve and then a black record to show you. But I did want to mention about Cigarettes After Sex and how excited I am for hopefully discovering a new favourite band, along with all my other favourite bands. I'm not expecting these to become my very favourite, although you never know. Stranger things have happened. So from Cigarettes After Sex to a more familiar act on this channel, at least. This was a purchase from Discogs Marketplace, and we're back again, yet again, to Lieback, and this is their 1992 studio album, Capital, or could be pronounced Capital. I'm not sure. I've not listened to this yet. It is a second-hand pre-owned edition, as you can probably tell. After the Lieback Revisited box set unboxing that you would have seen on this channel pretty recently, I thought, well, I'm probably not going to be able to get any more Lieback for a little while, because all the other albums that are out on vinyl that I want are kind of expensive. There is one that's coming out their brand new sort of studio album. It's more like a soundtrack. That's actually already out now, but because of problems with vinyl pressing plants, although the CD and the download is out now, the vinyl edition that I've pre-ordered isn't out till June. I thought I'll have another look at Discogs, because it's always worth checking the listings quite regularly, because you never know if someone's put a new listing up, something that you want that you thought was really expensive suddenly become a reasonable price. But I think the price in total, including a little bit of postage, was something like £39.50, around that mark, so just call it £40. It's a lot for an album, but I thought, you know what, I want this. It's not been reissued in more recent years. Knowing my luck, it's probably going to get a reissue now for like half the price that I paid for an original pressing. We'll have a very quick look inside, but there's not a lot to see because it's standard black vinyl. Inner sleeve looks in very good condition. Oh, in fact, this is a 2 LP set, actually. I just remembered there's another disc in there, but I'll just show you one of the discs. So there'll be 2 inner sleeves. There you go. You can see the other one poking out a little bit. For a 2 LP set, a double album, essentially, £40 or just under 40, including postage, classed as a very good condition copy, UK seller as well, so not long to wait for this to arrive. I thought, why not? I'm wanting to eventually, somehow, complete the Lieback studio albums collection, and I think it's going to be some of the ones in the 90s that's going to be the most difficult to get. Struggling here to put this back. In fact, one of their albums, Volk I think it's called, hasn't even had a vinyl release yet. So that might be a case of just waiting it out, or if I don't want to wait too much longer, then maybe I'll start having to collect some Lieback on CD. But £40 for this, decent enough price. I've not listened to this yet either. So Capital by Lieback, another one for that collection. Right, mail opening to do to finish this video off. And as I say, it's from the third different retailer of the video. This one is from an eBay seller. And this one is pricey. If you thought £40 was expensive for an album, I've got some news for you in a moment. But let me try and get this open fairly carefully first. It's come in a Music Max mailer. I think this will be pre-owned. Although, is it? Actually, you know what? This is new and sealed. Oh, excellent. It probably said that it was new and sealed in the eBay listing, and I totally missed that, which is understandable given my problems at the moment. Just chuck that empty mailer down there. It wouldn't have mattered to me that this was second-hand, pre-owned copy, but that was rather a nice surprise. But this album, yet again, it's a group that you will have seen a lot of on this channel recently. This is a Record Store Day exclusive, the second RSD exclusive for this band that I've got, and the first one I got quite recently. You would have seen that video not so long back. I wasn't in a massive, desperate rush for this album, but I saw it on eBay. It was listed as an auction, but it was one of those auctions where you could make an offer. So I made an offer, and I did really lowball, and I didn't expect to get it. It was just instantly rejected. Like sort of automated rejection. It was that low. But this was the only copy that I could see on eBay that was within the UK, and then all the others were like really expensive, and then there would have probably been no doubt extra taxes and massive postage amounts to pay as well. So I got this for I think $59.99. I was the only bidder in the auction ultimately. I just waited for the auction to come around to the end after I'd made my unsuccessful offers, and I was the only bidder fortunately. $59.99, and then probably about £3 or so in postage. I'm talking about another Weezer album. This is, let me get the title right, Dusty Gems and Raw Nuggets. So this is like a compilation of sorts. It's got like some B-sides, some demos, I think. Technically classed as a reissue when this came out for, I'm not sure which Record Store Day it was. I don't think it was 2019, because I think that's when the Teal album come out. Probably says on this pipe sticker what year, and I can't bloody see. I think it was either the year before the Teal album or the year after, so probably 2018 or 2020. It doesn't really matter. But originally this, I think, was a bonus CD for one of the issues of the debut album, the Blue album, on compact disc. But then eventually got a vinyl reissue for Record Store Day, all of its own. I wanted to show you this disc because it's another coloured variant. I wish I'd put my tweezers up here to open this a bit more carefully. I might try and do it with my knife. I prefer to use tweezers to get record sleeves open, but if I could be really careful, you never know, I might do it fairly neatly, or I might not. No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to go and get my tweezers, so bear with me for a sec. Right, so rather than faff around with a knife, tweezers are here. It's always a much better job than just sort of hacking at it blindly with a knife and making a right old mess of this cellophane. If the cellophane's too loose by the end of it, I'll just remove the hype sticker and stick it straight onto the album jacket anyway. Ah, there we are. Yeah, nice and neat. Take Dusty Gems and Raw Nuggets out. There's a nice inner bit. It's got one of these plain inner sleeves that's got the curved edges. I always like these. They always remind me of stuff from the 60s, these do. I don't know why. But the album itself is a lovely, quite bold blue. So there we are. That's very nice. That not a Weezer album that was really essential to my collection, but I'm doing well with my Weezer albums, but there is still some that I need, and they're all the ones now that are just ridiculous money on Discogs, and I do check eBay as well from time to time. No one's selling them on eBay, not even internationally from what I can see. It's like Lieback really. I think Weezer is going to be a pretty difficult collection to officially complete in relation to the studio albums, and this isn't a studio album. This is like a B-sides, rarities, demos compilation, but it was such a nice edition, and I was worried if I ignored the auction on eBay, there might not be another one that comes around for a while. I was determined not to pay more than probably $65 for this. When this would have been originally out for RSD, it wouldn't have been anywhere near that. I mean, it would probably have been half that, if not less. There we are, a new and sealed copy as well. Yeah, flipper money, about £63 all in, including postage. So this makes this, after a couple of expensive ones that I would have shown in my last Weezer video, my most expensive Weezer album now to date. And it's one that, obviously, I think it's really nice for the collection, but it's not a studio album, so this wasn't high on my want list. But I would have wanted it eventually. All the other studio albums now, with the exception of Pinkerton, but I'll probably be looking for that later on this month. It's just all really expensive. But there we are, Weezer with Dusty Gems and Raw Nuggets, the blue vinyl record store day edition. So there we are, Cigarettes After Sex. I'm really excited to get into them, as I think they're going to become one of my new favourite bands of this year. New to me anyway. Lieback, Capital. Always happy to add Lieback to the collection, and ditto with Weezer. It wasn't cheap, but it was never going to be cheap because Record Store Day is kind of an excuse for flippers to flip. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this look at 3 additions to the record collection today. I want to give special thanks, as always, to my brilliant subscribers and my wonderful, generous patrons. I've got referral links, discount codes for all sorts down in the description text box, along with my Patreon link and Facebook group link as well. Plenty to see and do, all down there, especially for you, as Kylie and Jason would have said. Oh god, talk about ruining the moment, really, bringing Kylie and Jason into this. But I'm going to go now, and I'm probably going to listen to Weezer first now that I've opened it. Lieback is already opened. I mean, it doesn't really matter because they're all going to get opened and played anyway. So probably Weezer first, then maybe Cigarettes After Sex after that, to be honest, because I'm so excited to listen to them in full ever since Steve Carlson's recent video. And we'll finish off with Lieback at some point, but lots of stuff to listen to, and I do hope that all of you will join me again next time for my next record collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!